Good morning, welcome. Happy Feel Good Friday. Today's Feel Good Friday tip is all about colour. And I've been providing colour therapy sessions for nearly 18 years and teaching colour therapy for 14 of them. And the effects of colour never cease to amaze me. As you can see, I'm wearing my bright green top today because that's how I felt when I went into my wardrobe. I just felt I wanted to wear this green. So let's talk a little bit about what colour is. A colour is light that is split into different wavelengths, vibrating at different speeds and frequencies. These wavelengths of energy are visible to us as colour. This is because an object can either absorb or reflect the wave of energy. An object that absorbs all wavelengths and doesn't reflect any is black. It's the absence of colour. White objects reflect all of the colours. Now, an apple is red because it absorbs all of the colours except red. Sir Isaac Newton discovered through his experiments with prisms that colour of light through the prism. So we can see that the colours are split. So white light through the prism provides all of those colours of the spectrum. Just like we see in a raindrop, a rainbow, or a snowflake, when the conditions are correct. Now, visible light is made up of all of the colours of the spectrum, as was proved in the experiment. In the winter, the sun is furthest away from us, so we get less of the orange and yellow rays and more of the blue. And that's why a lot of people end up with certain seasonal disorders, seasonal defective disorder. It's because they're not getting enough sunlight and all of these colours of the spectrum. So it's beneficial to bring in more yellow and orange colours during the fall and the winter months. We know that trees actually and foliage assist in the natural process of balancing by producing orange and yellow during this time, during these seasons. So that's an amazing effect. Nature is very clever. It's using the right frequencies, the right vibrations, and the right colours at the right times. So let's look at the science behind that, behind colour. Colour enters the eyes and stimulates the pituitary and pineal glands. This releases substances that affect your endocrine system, your glands, and various body parts. It's the pituitary and pineal glands that get a balance of every colour. And the hormone production can be inhibited or it can be accelerated. Now, in order for us to be happy and healthy, we require the energy from the full spectrum, so all of those colours. We need an equal balance, an equal absorption. The best way to get all of these colours is from sunlight, because as the experiment with the prisms proved, sunlight breaks down into all of those frequencies and colours. Now, we live in Manchester, it's not a very sunny place, but try, even on a cloudy day, try and get some sunlight. When we're out of balance in one or more areas, we can bring certain colours into our bodies, into our personal space and our environment, and it brings us a greater sense of well-being. Now, colour healing goes back over 5,000 years, from the ancient Egyptians, Chinese, Native American, Aboriginal and Tibetans, and to present day, healers, practitioners and therapists all have used colour to help balance and harmonise people. The effects of colour therapy are non-invasive and the effects can occur at a deep cellular level. It really is an amazing therapy. And it's not something that we even have to pay for. Colour is all around us, but we take it for granted. Now, chromotherapy, also known as colour therapy and colour healing, strictly speaking, the term describes the use of colour and light to balance energy wherever our bodies are lacking, be that physical, emotional, spiritual, or mental. Now, scientists have studied the effects of colour on our mood, on our health, on our way of thinking for many, many years, even since the time of Pavlov and his experiments with salivating dogs. Psychologists have known that stimuli can take on the properties of other stimuli with which they are associated. Now, Pavlov used a bell and some meat, but current theories focus on colour and the effect that colour has on our mood with which they are associated. Now, since everyone has different experiences, there will be some variability of the associations to these colours. But there are also some really common correlations that are specific to particular cultures, for example. However, there are also universal associations that are applicable to nearly everyone, to all of us. And it's because of these associations that we associate colours with different terms. So we associate the colour green, for example, with nature, vegetation, growth, fruitfulness, and renewal. On the other hand, we can look at the colour red as being the colour related to blood, to fire. It brings feelings of warmth, excitement, passion. If we go to the blues, that refers to the sky, to lakes, bodies of water. We associate that with spirituality, cleanliness, peacefulness, tranquility. If we move to yellow, yellow is the colour of sunlight. It's the colour of get up and go energy. It brings you feelings of cheer, hope, vitality. Have you noticed that everyone is happier in the summer months when the sun is out? That's the effect that that vibration, that frequency has on our bodies and minds. If we move to orange, with its reference to fire and sunset, that evokes feelings of energy and excitement, and again, get up and go energy. Now, purple, which rarely occurs naturally in nature, is linked to spirituality, mysticism, and creativity. It also has links to being regal. And now, in addition to the mental associations, there are also physical responses that we have to colour. So light energy stimulates the pituitary and the pineal glands, as I've said, and this regulates the hormones and our body's other physiological systems. For example, red stimulates, excites, and warms the body. It increases the heart rate, it increases brainwave activity and respiration. And lots of studies and research has been done into the use of colour to stimulate the body and the mind. What these research and studies have found is that bright colours such as yellow reflect more light and stimulate the eyes. Yellow is the colour that the eyes process first and is the most luminous and visible colour in the spectrum. Now, there may be effects from colours that we don't even understand yet. We're learning all of the time. But the research itself is so interesting, fascinating. It's why I love colour therapy. It's why I love colour healing. It's why I love bright colours. Now, neuropsychologist Kurt Goldstein found that blindfolded people will experience physiological reactions under rays of different colours. So he found that the skin may be able to read colour and our bodies, minds and emotions respond. And we know that deaf people can feel vibrations, they can feel the music. So it stands to reason why somebody who can't physically see the colours would still feel them, still feel the effects of them. And that's pretty amazing, isn't it? Now, the research goes further. In England, a head teacher improved the behaviour of her students by using kaleidoscope therapy, in which coloured lights were projected around the therapy room. Classrooms have also been painted in various colours to help improve students' and learners' behaviour, not just their behaviour, but their ability to study. In the United States, pink has been used in jail cells to calm prisoners. And the director of the American Institute for Biosocial Research in Washington stated that pink is a tranquilizing colour that saps your energy. Hence, it calmed the prisoners and reduced the violent behaviour. How amazing is that? That just painting a room in one particular colour can affect not just one individual, but a whole group of individuals. Going a step further, the University of Hawaii Associate Head Coach George Lumpkin was a member of the 1991 staff that saw visitors' locker rooms at Iowa and Colorado State painted pink in the belief that that colour made the players passive. Now, they instigated a rule that a visiting team's locker room could not be painted in a different colour from the home team's locker room. Now, in other words, it could be painted pink, it could be painted black, it could be painted any colour of the rainbow, as long as both teams' locker rooms were painted exactly the same colour, meaning that neither team would have an advantage over each other in terms of their performance. And that was all done by colour. How amazing is that? Again, it's something we take for granted. We just see it, we don't even think about it, but the effect that it's having on our body and minds is there. Now, I want you to close your eyes just for a few minutes and imagine your whole world without any colour. Everything is shades of grey and black. So just close your eyes and imagine that world, no colour. So how are you starting to feel? How does that world of no colour make you feel? It's probably making you feel a bit dull, dreary, sad, even depressed. Now, very quickly, I want you to start to fill that world with bright colours. Fill it with lots of reds, oranges, yellows, greens, blues, indigos, violets, magentas, every colour you can think of. How are you starting to feel now? Happier, brighter, calmer. So that's how we feel about colour. And just as an estate agent will tell you to brew some coffee and bake some bread when you're showing viewers around your house to induce a feeling of homeliness, marketers use this influence of colour to influence our buying decisions. Now, one of the most obvious demonstrations of this is McDonald's. They have this down to a T. And for a long time, they were associated with the colours red and yellow. Remember, massive golden M and the red cartons. Why red and yellow? Because red and yellow stimulate your appetite. What do McDonald's want you to do? They're a fast food restaurant after all. They want you to eat quickly and leave. So using red and yellow stimulates that appetite, gets you to eat your food really quickly and go. Nowadays, interestingly enough, they use the colours green and brown. Why green and brown? Well, that's because those colours speak to us of eco-friendly and healthy. Toys R Us is another great example. Although they no longer exist, remember they had the logo, the signs above the door, and the aisles were all painted in the primary colours. Now that gets our attention. It stimulates the minds and bodies of children who then go, I want this, I want that. It's a great marketing tip. Now we all absorb colour in many different ways. And as we can see, there are many different effects. But you can use colour at home very easily. You can introduce all of those colours of the spectrum so that you are happy and healthy. Remember, you need an equal balance and an equal absorption of all of those colours. One of the great ways to do that is to have a colour bath. Just relax in your bathtub or have a foot bath, or during your shower. I got a shower head that has colour therapy in it. So bring that colour into the water and soak in it. Also, essential oils. Each essential oil will be associated with a different colour. So you can use these in diffusers, in your bath, in body mists, in room sprays, or you can apply it directly to your skin as long as it's diluted in base massage oil. Also, gemstones. I'm wearing mine today. Gemstones, crystals will radiate energy to you, not only their individual healing properties, but the vibration of the colour that they hold. So wear them, put them in your bath, put them in your pockets or your purse, put them on your desk. I've got a desk full of crystals here, or hold them when you meditate. You'll get that energy from the crystal, but you'll also get its colour vibration. So choose a colour that you're drawn to. Don't think about it. Just very quickly choose the one. Your body will choose the colour for you. Now, also, your diet's important. Eating a rainbow selection of foods, you'll then find yourself eating better and feeling better. Now you can drink cranberry, tomato or beetroot juice. That kickstarts your day with some red vitality. You can drink grapefruit or lemon juice to stimulate the digestive system, and that brings you yellow energy. You can use herbs, and you can use foods, you can use drinks. Anything that holds a colour will hold that colour vibration. So, for instance, a good one for depression is chamomile. It has a blue energy. It's very healing, very calming. Breathing, visualizing colours, music, dance and sound, all are other great ways to get colour because they are working with the same vibrations. So it's about moving, it's about visualizing, it's just about being aware, being mindful, being aware of what's going on in your environment, being aware of what you're feeling. Another great way to get an absorption of colour is through your clothing, because it's sitting right there next to your physical body. It's in your energy field. So pick coloured clothing according to what you want to experience that day, what you're drawn to, and say your body will pick. Now, have you ever been in a shop, felt the urge to buy a piece of clothing or a pair of shoes, got home, put them away in your wardrobe, and you've never worn them to this day, or you very infrequently wear them? We all do it. Women do it more than men, I have to say. But there's a good reason why you do that. Now, most of the time, at the time you felt the urge to buy them, your body was craving the vibration of the colour that they held. By the time you came to look for something to wear, you no longer needed that vibration. So next time you're out shopping, you have a sudden urge to buy that bright orange top, I suggest you go and buy a little bottle of orange juice. Drink it, leave it a few minutes, go back to the shop and see if you still want to buy that bright orange top. If you don't, you've satisfied your body's craving for that frequency. If you do, then you genuinely want to buy that top. You can save yourself so much money doing that little technique. And when it comes to wearing colours, a lot of us are put off by wearing bright colours. Maybe for work, we can't go with a bright yellow or bright green top. So socks and underwear are a great way of wearing colours if you have to avoid wearing colours for fashion constraints. In your environment too, be aware of what you want to create. Does it need to be calm? Does it need to be relaxing? Or does it need to be stimulating? For instance, in bedrooms, you want to use soothing, calming, sedating colours that help you sleep. Whereas in an office, you want brighter, more stimulating colours to keep you awake and to help you focus. So think about what you need in your environment and bring those colours in, whether that's in soft furnishings, like curtains and pillows, or actually wallpaper or painted walls. You can also find colour therapy glasses, coloured glasses, or you can use coloured filters. You can solarize your water, so you can use coloured filters around your glass. You can use coloured glasses and leave them in sunlight for a few hours, and that will solarize the energy. It will give you that colour in that water, and then you're drinking that colour. And you can get some sunlight. I think it's brighter days today, so I'm certainly going to get some sunlight today. I'm going to take the girls, the dogs out in a minute, and we're going to go for a run on the park. Hopefully the skies will be blue and the sun will be out, because sunlight, as we said from Newton's experiments, contains all of the colours of the spectrum. You're getting them in equal amounts, so get out in the sun and enjoy it. And as I said before, even if it's cloudy, you will still get some of the benefits. So I hope you can fill your Friday with lots of beautiful colours and feel good. If you've any questions, please put them in the comments. If you're watching this on replay, type #replay. Have a wonderful, colourful day. And don't forget to join me next Friday at 10:30 for another Feel Good Friday tip. Happy Feel Good Friday. See you soon.